Hey, what's up, and welcome to my corner of the internet. So before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. Help us keep the lights on. It would be much appreciated. I'm watching an anime that is pretty, and not like the normal pretty. This is one of those anime that has the aspect ratio changed. It has this level of animation that is pretty freaking solid, and it's just a nice thing to look at. And I had a good time, but I was left kind of confused. So I probably can't pronounce this correctly, so I'm not even going to try to. This is a 13 episode anime about cute girls with guns, a guy with a sword, revenge, agents, spies, and wars. And if you are not into that, well, this may not be the video for you. But this is one of those animes that has the aspect ratio made to be incredibly cinematic. The animation is there, and this feels like I'm watching an action movie, and it's piece by piece. It is solid, great sakuga, and we have a good time. So when you're watching this anime, you're like, wow, this looks really cool. And then another point is, wow, I'm missing a lot of backstory and I don't really know what's going on. And that's kind of how I felt. Now, this is a continuation of a movie. There's some games connected to this, which I did not know until I did some research after the fact. Let me just tell you, this was a great ride, even without the backstory and the information. This is basically following a group and a school, and they're called SWORD, S-O-R-D. And basically, anime girls in war and a guy with a sword on the battlefield, so you know he's an extra badass, right? This entire story is action-filled, action-packed, but the writing was so loose and it flipped from perspectives, and oftentimes you were very confused on why, at least for me. It felt as though the story was trying to widen the world, but we didn't really know what wide meant, if you get what I'm saying. I think sometimes the anime tried to give us a story where things were happening and we heard about it, we even saw it, we even got to experience some of it, but it felt like it was very confused and didn't have a coherent vision of what it wanted to give us. So we follow numerous characters, we learn different characters, places in this academy, in these wars, and we see a lot of jarring imagery. Some of it is incredibly terrifying. War is good for no one, and it is incredibly unfortunate that it happens in our world. And the anime is kind of faithful to that. It's actually upfront and honest about there's no winners. Loss of life is terrible, no matter who it happens to. There's all sorts of different things explored. It's subtle, but they keep a very faithful showcasing of how war is just terrible, which is not a novel concept, but I appreciate an anime not anime-ifying war, trying to make it entertaining, even though they had some great sakuga, and they even had some moments where the characters that were supposed to be cool are showcasing fear, trepidation, anticipation, and there's a lot of different emotions explored through our characters. Like, they're not super cool on every moment. No, these are people experiencing something that is incredibly harrowing and difficult for anybody to experience, and they decided to be upfront and honest about the feelings that can happen in those moments. There was also moments where we saw the loss of life actually be taken seriously, which is starting to be a bit of a change. Like, someone doesn't die and or experience trauma and then like move on in the next episode. No, characters are still kind of messed up about it, you know? They actually feel something. These characters had teeth. I just wish I understood what teeth is connected to the brain, you know? I know that doesn't really make sense, but it felt as though the story was just all over the place, and It would throw me some great action, but I would still wonder what the hell is going on. But it had a lot of beautiful shots. The animation is solid, though towards the end it got kind of bad because like you could see like some of the frames where it was a little weird, but that's neither here nor there. There was like a little bit of motion blur also. Like the anime, they had something here. They were trying something here. They were trying to go for something very high quality, and honestly, I wish a lot more anime had this. Anime definitely can be in this aspect ratio. I forgot what it was. Sorry. I'm going to probably put it on the screen. This aspect ratio does so well for anime with the black bars on top. It was like, I was like, damn, is this a movie? Like, it was kind of fire to watch when I was really like getting into it. And the beauty alone captivated me. And then I was like, oh my god, cute anime girls with guns. I was like, that's kind of swag. Like, I don't mind that. Like, who hasn't played a game where a cute anime girl is just like shooting this really big gun? I've probably done it more than enough times in my entire life. I've also played a lot of games where a cute woman is just like shooting guns, but that's neither here nor there. Does anyone remember Wet, that game? Old reference, showing my age. With all that being said, this anime was a good time. It wasn't half bad. If you don't take it seriously, I may do some research. If someone's like, hey, you should definitely go watch like the movie and go see what else it has to offer, I might actually venture into it just because I'm interested enough to find out the dynamic and see what made some of the moments within this anime that I just finished so significant, and what the war was about, what all these different things were going about. I just feel like I was missing more information that I probably would have got if I knew the backstory, and I felt like some of the characters felt so far away to me simply because I didn't know what was really going on. I just had a good time, and I hoped it would come along the way, and unfortunately it didn't really, even though there was some character introductions and there was some bona fide moments where I think I liked some. But I wish there was a bit more to have me just really be interested and be able to remember people better. So with all that being said, I'm gonna rate this a 3. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Do you disagree with my opinion? Do you agree? Let me know down in the comments. Take care and be well.